Every morning, the countdown begins for the markets with meticulous research and analysis designed to help you capitalize on the trading day. Beaming live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studio.
Good morning. You're with us here on a fresh new edition of Bazaar Morning Call. We are coming to you live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studios. I'm Prashant. With me, my colleague Mangalam. Mangalam, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Prashant.
It's been a rainy morning here in Mumbai and unusual for the 1st of January. And to those of you who are joining us, those of you who are sleeping, who will tune in later, and I mean everyone out there, wishing you, your families, very, very happy, prosperous 2026. Mangalam.
Yes, Prashant, it rained in the morning, which is unusual, but I believe it's a little auspicious as well. Maybe a lot of the, unpleasant things of 2025 got washed away. We're starting afresh, good air quality as well, and good health for all our viewers. But more importantly, good wealth as well. Last year, 10% gain on the Nifty, nothing on the portfolios. In fact, a lot of them were lower. May this year be one which will be very good for everyone's portfolio and wealth as well.
Mangalam, you look pretty sprightly and bright and without any signs of overexertion last.
That's because I slept at 8:30 p.m. That was the best way I could bring in the new year.
All right. Well, so let's just take it from there, right? In terms of where we are at. And I think we'll just spend one more day looking back and then we will completely look ahead because what you will do in the future depends on what you've already done in that sense. And it's true for markets as well. Some change basically for 2025 in a simple way that I want to put out. And this is the underperformance that I was referring to. The Nifty, I mean, you got to compare, if you're comparing global markets, etc., you got to compare in dollar terms or a common currency. If you look at the dollar, then that's the change. Nifty is up 5% in 2025. And look at the other markets. I mean, it's a spattering of markets. I could have gone on and added all kinds of other markets. But, Kospi has basically been the king of global markets last year. Nasdaq is up 20%. Was up 22 till about 2 or 3 days back. And the European region has done very well, which is about 18% higher. So is that typically underperformance sets up for a better performance? And that's why the title set up for a better 2026. I mean, it's not it's not a condition enough, but in some ways it is necessary condition. But not complete. Well, precious metals and copper really were the other areas which really ripped higher, right? I mean, gold 65, silver 150. And of course, copper creeped in, making all-time highs, clean break to new all-time highs, especially in the last 3-4 months. And that's the change that we have had. So, as I said, that's the look back, a little bit of look back later in some more detail as we go along. But, that's what's happened. And of course, it almost felt like 2-3 years were compressed into 1 year because of the amount of news flow that we had. Thanks in no less measure, of course, to US President Trump for, announcement and counter-announcements and this and that through the course of the year, which, of course, kept us very, very busy and markets very busy as well. Now, I'll come to very, very near term, here and now. This is Wall Street change from last night. S&P down 0.75%. The Nasdaq down about 0.76%. But volumes I checked on the NYSE were down some 40%. So, price moves are exaggerated when volumes aren't that much. And I think yesterday was a case in point. Silver prices fall sharply once again. I was referring to this yesterday. That, this kind of, after a frenzied move, this kind of massive indecision usually bodes for a bit of a move in either direction. So we'll see if this is the one. 9% lower last night. Major markets around the world, no big news flow or anything of that sort. People, of course, celebrating and bringing in the new year. Most major markets around the world shut on the 1st of January, which means that you don't have very much for company around Asia. Actually, India is the only major market which is open this morning. I think that is true for the currency market as well. So, dollar rupee perhaps is one of the few currency crosses which is going to be traded. Auto sales numbers in terms of Qs for the month of December come out today. And I think expectations are that momentum will continue here. Our market snapped a 4-day losing streak with that 1% odd move yesterday. And we have regained the 20-day moving average. But again, I mean, I think I said this when we broke the 20-day that perhaps it was too early to call this, one way or the other, because lots of individual stocks are bottoming out. And I think even though we've come up above the 20-day, give it a few more sessions, the levels will come up on the 20-day moving average, which is very, very close. We are right above those levels. So 25,987 on the Nifty Bank, 59,218. So those are numbers, pivots in that sense in the very, very near term. F&O positioning, how is the stats looking? Mangalam has walked across to the wall. Mangalam, over to you.
Well, it's been a good start to the Jan series. Yes, 2025 was when the Indian markets underperformed, but if Jan series start is something to go by, are we likely to do better? Just the way you said, are better times ahead? Well, yesterday, the market did show signs of that. The biggest, indicator of that was the advanced decline ratio. We had over 2,000 stocks which ended in the green as against 874 which were in the red, a reversal from the previous 4 or 5 trading sessions. However, a swallow doesn't a summer make. GIFT Nifty is indicating a positive start. Building on over yesterday's gains and staying above yesterday's high would be extremely crucial to track as we move into the new year and perhaps in the next few days, full steam on volumes as well. Speaking about volumes, yesterday the DIIs bought about 6,700 crores in the cash market. It could be an element of year-end NAV propping. The FII sold about 3,500 crores. But remember, on a gross basis, the FII volumes were down by almost 60% as compared to the average that we saw in the month of December. So low volumes, low selling by FII on account of that as well. The FIIs continue to sell in index futures and their short positions are still at 91%. So if the market continues to sustain at higher levels, there could be case for some short covering. Why do I say that? Because the 20-day moving average, yes, yesterday was conquered and now the GIFT Nifty is indicating that we'll start positive. If we stay above these levels for a while, then maybe the shorts will get a little jittery. What has happened is that while the short covering on index futures hasn't happened, the up move yesterday has given a lot of confidence to put writers. So the FIs have written nearly 3 puts for every call, telling you that the support for the market has moved higher, closer to that 26,000 mark. Because the 26,000 and the 26,100 put, both of them saw a fair amount of writing. But on the way up, we also saw some writing at the 26,200 call, closer to yesterday's high, telling you that maybe there could be some element of supply coming in around 26,200 to 26,250. Were we to break above that, are writers or are buyers positioned? Yes, 26,400 call buyers, very active, 22 rupees a pop. It doesn't hurt for them to play on the upside via this option. So all in all, the option writers are expecting a range between 25,950 to 26,250 with a probability of a breakout on the upside if the market sustains today's high and closes above yesterday's high as well. Importantly, the put call ratio is heating a little bit. So that again puts the supply at around 26,250 back on the table. But we need to mitigate all these things. The group of stocks that I'll be watching out for today would be Varun Beverages, Devyani International and Sapphire. All these stocks did extremely well in trade yesterday. Devyani and Sapphire, there is always this news of their impending merger. So whether that comes about or not, and Varun Beverages benefits because obviously Varun Beverages and Devyani International belong to the same group.
Absolutely. And thanks very much, Mangalam, for that.